Or is it okay like this? Check, check, check. Hello, hello, hello. Or is it okay like this? Check, check, check. Hello, hello, hello. Dun 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 dun.
Contrary to the common Iranian filmmakers who pick out in their movies the Iranian government and jurisdiction, as well as social problems as central themes, and so gaining recognition in European and American film festivals, Andy Digger, the Swiss-Iranian screenwriter, photographer and filmmaker, who spent more than half of his life in Europe and knowing intensively the negative and positive sides of both social systems, is examining the European society carefully and with keen eye.
My name is Andy Digger, and I am a Swiss-Iranian screenwriter, photographer, and filmmaker. The title of my film today is Think Twice, and it can be assumed that I will make myself unpopular with some. However, it is in no way my intention to offend any group, person, or creed, or to hurt their feelings and beliefs. This film is based on research, facts, and already published documents, most of which were unknown to you until now. Your outlook on life and perspective will change fundamentally afterwards. Basically, many adherents of heroes, human figure or country, don't have detailed knowledge about their heroes, their true life, and their past. People are always looking for myths and idols. They do not want to admit that their idols are not what they represent and what people want to see. Today you will experience what connections, or in other words, what similarities and parallels exist between the slave trade, neutral Switzerland, and the creation of some Swiss banks, Che Guevara with Irish roots and multimillionaire Palestinian leader Yasser Arafat, or Adolf Hitler and the Iranian government leader Ayatollah Khomeini with Indian roots, and Ayatollah Khamenei with Iraqi roots, as well as Napoleon with Turkish President Erdogan. I did not choose these topics by chance, but I was always involuntarily, directly or indirectly confronted with these topics and sometimes had extremely bitter experiences. Napoleon Bonaparte, French statesman, military leader, and emperor, was first consul of the French Republic. Then in 1814 and again in 1815, he was emperor of the French and headed a dictatorial regime with plebiscitary elements, one would say, a moderate dictator. He saw himself as the emperor crowned by God and aimed at a new order of Europe. He was a war leader, liberator, conqueror, and tyrant, and died in exile in 1821. Even today, he is still revered by the majority of the French. Napoleon expressly welcomed the French Revolution in the summer of 1789 and its motto, equality, freedom, and brotherhood. He seized power as a despot. Personally, I had to deal with Napoleon in two parts of my life. As a teenager, I got my first impression of Napoleon through conversations with intellectual Iranians and French admirers, some of whom had studied in France. In a second phase of my life in Europe, through discussions with citizens who were disappointed by the judiciary and felt abandoned or not taken seriously by the legal system in Germany or Switzerland. And this has led me to find out what this legal system is based on. Today we know that the famous French myth Napoleon Bonaparte was not French but was born in Ajaccio in Corsica, an island that belonged to the Republic of Genoa at the time. His real strength lay in the completely new exploitation of the balance of political power and in the control of human forces, which may appear to be a dubious merit. Many Germans were forcibly recruited by Napoleon's army for the wars. Napoleon humiliated the conquered peoples. He is responsible for 3.5 million people who died on the battlefields of Europe. The lost wars had consequences for the whole planet. Some critics today have even drawn a comparison with Hitler. After 1807, his unrestrained selfishness began. Napoleon allowed the human and slave trade to resume on Guadeloupe and Santo Domingo after being banned by the French Revolution. Napoleon is responsible for the current unreformable legal system since he created all the foundations of the modern state. With the implementation of the Code Civil, the French Civil Code, he created a break with the old order. Many of the countries he conquered, from Portugal to Poland and from Holland to the Adriatic coast, have adopted the Civil Code as the basis of their legislation, including Switzerland and Germany.